I'm driving, so I'll keep myself mute.
नमस्ते नारायण महोदय, नमस्ते। अंजनी महोदय, भवत्याः ध्वनिमुद्रिका म्यूट मध्ये अस्ति।
I am driving. It will take about 15 minutes for me to reach home. So I'll respond when I reach.
अस्तु, गृहं गत्वा एकवारं पुनस्मरणं करिष्यामः। अस्तु, सर्वेभ्यः सुस्वागतम्। अद्य कक्षायां प्रार्थनां कृत्वा प्रारम्भं करिष्यामः। स्क्रीन श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। नमस्कारः। इतः पूर्वं वयं बहु विषयान् दृष्टवन्तः। ते सर्वे पदानि विषयानि आसन्। सत्यं वा? वाक्यरचना विषयां न दृष्टवन्तः। वाक्यरचना विषयान् न दृष्टवन्तः। क्रियापदानि कानि दृष्टवन्तः। सत्यं वा? प्रश्नाः सन्ति वा? प्रश्नाः सन्ति वा? प्रश्नाः केऽपि प्रश्नाः न सन्ति। केऽपि प्रश्नाः न सन्ति। सत्यं वा? उत्तमं। मनसि बहु प्रफुल्लम् अभवत् एतं श्रुत्वा। धन्यवादाः। अस्तु, अद्य किञ्चित् पुनस्मरणं कृत्वा अग्रे गमिष्यामः। वाक्यरचनां पश्यामः। इदं दृष्टवन्तः। संख्यासम्बन्धप्रश्नः कति, समयसम्बन्धप्रश्नः कदा, वस्तुसम्बन्धप्रश्नः किम् इति किञ्चित् किञ्चित् दृष्टवन्तः। धातु विषयानपि किञ्चित् दृष्टवन्तः। धातुयोजन तिङ् प्रत्ययः, पट् धातु अ इति विकर्ण प्रत्ययः, ति इति आख्यात प्रत्ययः मिलित्वा पठति इति भविष्यति। सः पठति, एषः पठति, बालकः पठति, बाला पठति, बालरः पठति। बालरः पठति वा? बालरः न पठति वा? न, अद्य प्रेषयामि। एकचित्रम् अस्ति। केरळदेशे, केरला प्रदेशे वानरः वार्तिकापत्रां पठति। किं ज्ञातम् इति न ज्ञायामि, परन्तु पठति। अस्तु, शुकः पठति। शुकः पठति वा? न जानाति। शुकः श्रुत्वा वदिष्यति, न पठति न। अस्तु, पठति इति ज्ञातम्। पठति, पठतः, पठन्ति, पठसि। लट्लकार रूपं दृष्टवन्तः। लट्लकारस्य रूपाणि दृष्टवन्तः। प्रथमपुरुषे पठति, पठतः, पठन्ति, पठसि, पठतः, पठथ। उत्तमपुरुषे पठामि, पठावः, पठामः इति दृष्टवन्तः। बहवः बहूनि पदानि, बहवः धातवः चिनोत्वा एकवारं पुनरुस्मरणं कृतवन्तः। सज्जति, चलति, कूर्दति। वानरः कूर्दति इति अपि दृष्टवन्तः। पठति न पठति, परन्तु कूर्दति, अवश्यं कूर्दति इति दृष्टवन्तः। अस्तु, तदनन्तरम् एक अन्यविचारम् अपि गतसप्ताहे एव दृष्टवन्तः। एषः विषयः कः? धातुषु प्रभेदाः। के प्रभेदाः सन्ति? परस्मैपदी, आत्मनेपदी, आत्मनेपदी, उभयपदी इति दृष्टवन्तः। केचन आत्मनेपदी अपि दृष्टवन्तः। तेषु रूपाणि अपि दृष्टवन्तः। इति परस्मैपदी तीत अन्ति, सीतः त, आमि आवः आमः इति परस्मैपदी। वदति, वदतः, वदन्ति, वदसि, वदतः, वदथ, वदामि, वदावः, वदामः। अटति, अटतः, अटन्ति, अटसि, अटतः, अटथ, अटामि, अटामि, अटावः, अटामः इति दृष्टवन्तः। आत्मनेपदी विचारान् अपि किञ्चित् ज्ञातवन्तः। आत्मनेपदी किं भविष्यति? तत्र लट्लकार रूप सर्वाणि सर्वाः लकाराः रूपा भिन्नः भविष्यन्ति तेषु किं भविष्यति वन्दते वन्देते वन्दन्ते सः वन्दते ते वन्दन्ते सा वन्दते बाला वन्दते बालिका वन्दते हनुमान् रामाय वन्दते सत्यं वा आञ्जनेयस्वामिनः रामाय वन्दन्ते वानरः विचारं दृष्टवन्तः हनुमान् अवश्यं करिष्यामः अस्तु वयं वन्दामहे आवां वन्दामहे अहं वन्दे त्वं वन्दसे युवां वन्देथे यूयं वन्दध्वे अस्तु वा राजमहोदयः राखीं वन्दते वन्दते वा
परस्परं वन्दते
अस्तु अत्र नारायण महोदय बहु हिरिय छात्रः वयं सर्वे वन्दामहे अस्तु वा वयं सर्वे नारायणाय वन्दामहे वयं सर्वे मास्तु शिवाय वन्दामहे वयं सर्वे श्वः कृष्णजन्माष्टमी भविष्यति वयं सर्वे कृष्णाय वन्दामहे अस्तु वा भाषते वयं सर्वे संस्कृतं भाषामहे अद्य करिष्यामः नारायण महोदयः संस्कृतं भाषते राखी राज महोदयौ संस्कृतं भाषेते सर्वे जनाः मिलित्वा संस्कृतं भाषन्ते सत्यं वा त्वं भाषते त्वं संस्कृतं भाषसे युवां संस्कृतं भाषेथे यूयं संस्कृतं भाषद्वे अपर्णा महोदय प्रश्नं पृच्छतु
when we address pullinga and strilinga, what to say, two people, one pullinga and one strilinga, we adapt to pullinga vachanam, is it?
Very, very normal question. So let's take the example of Rama Sita. Common example. Okay. Or Krishna Rukmini or Krishna Radha. Tomorrow is Radha Krishna day and everything. Astu Karishyama. When you say Rama and Krishna, Rama cha Krishna cha vandete, that is a very straightforward thing. Ramakrishna vandete. Correct? That is straightforward. Or Sita, now if you take the example of Sita and Rama, Sita, Rama, Sita, Rama, cha, vandete. Correct? Now, Sita, Rama, vandete, bhashete. Okay, let's take bhashete. Vandete must. Sita, Rama, bhashete, athva, Rama Site bhashete. Let's take patati, padata, patanti. That's it. It's easier to explain with that. Okay. The dvivachana is patataha. Correct? Let us say I want to say Rama and Sita are reading. I can say Sita Ramau patataha. Or Rama Site patataha.
The second person addressed takes the form of the dual. The linga.
Correct. Okay. Correct. That is one. Second rule. If you don't know who is there, whether they are Strilinga, Pullinga, or what it is, then default is Pullinga.
Okay.
Another possibility. Now you don't know. You know that there is one Pullinga and one Strilinga character there, but you do not know who is the Pradhana, who is important. Default is Pullinga.
Okay. In all cases,
okay,
we adapt Pullinga.
Generally, that is the rule.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, default, as I said, default is Pullinga. Nothing will change that.
Okay.
But when you know, say Radha Sita, or rather, sorry, Radha Krishna patataha. Okay. Or Krishna Radhe patataha. That also can be said. A better way is Radha Krishna cha patataha. That is a possibility. Correct? Any more questions? Prashnaha santi va? नीलिमा महोदय, एकवारं त्रयी धातुः लट्लकारे वक्तुम् इच्छति वा?
So Trayate, Trayete, Trayante, Trayaste, Trayethe, Trayadve, Traye, Trayavahe, no, Trayavahe. Trayavahe and Trayamahe.
It is just like Gai. Gayati, Gayata, Gayati, Gayasi, Gayata, Gayatha, Gayami, Gayavaha, Gayamaha. Kila? Astu, Uttamam. Similarly, who is there? Jyoti Mahoday, श्रूयते वा? अस्तु, चिन्ता नास्ति. सुरेखा महोदय.
So, which one? But now, I was not last 2 classes, but we'll try definitely.
Okay, please try. I'll help you. No problems.
Yes, sir. Which one?
Man dhatu karotu.
Man dhatu. Okay. Mante.
Manyate.
Manyate. Manyate. Manyete. Manante. Sir.
Manyante.
It's correct.
Manyante.
Manyante. Manyase. Manyete. Manyave. Sir?
Manyase, manyethe, manyadve.
Yadve. Okay. Oh, sorry. Manyed. No, sorry. Manyedhe. Manyede. Manyavahe. Manyavahe. Manyas mahe.
Manyamahe.
Yes.
Manyamahe.
Manyamahe.
What does that?
What does it mean? I'll make a sentence, you tell me what it means.
Okay, sir.
Vayam adya samskritam vadishyamaha iti manyamahe.
I am now speaking in Sanskrit. That's why. It's about me.
Yes.
No. Correct?
Is what we will speak in Sanskritam is what we think.
Okay.
Believe.
I think this is the case. I guess this is the way. That is manyavahe. This is what is it.
Okay.
That is what man dhatu is telling. Iti manye.
Okay, sir.
Let's say vahanani gachanti iti manye. I think vehicles are going there. Vidyut asti iti manye. There is
What is the meaning of manye?
Manye, Krishna, Arjuna asked one question. Arjuna asked, Tasyaham Vigraham Manye. Why that Manye, that Manye, he not Tasyaham Vigraham Manye, why are you Krishna? He's saying. Tasyaham Vigraham Manye.
He said, I think what you are saying is not right.
You know, it is storage like this. Sanjalam Himana Krishna, Prame, Bhagavad Dridam, Tasyam Vigraham Manye, Vayoriva Suduskaram, Mayor Manye, that is Manye using the Tasyaham.
I think what you are saying is this.
I consider it is
correct.
So Manye is okay. Manye
I consider, I think.
Okay.
I think, I consider, I hope.
I assume.
Vahanani marge gachanti iti manye.
Okay, sir.
Vidyut asti, grihe vidyut asti iti manye. I think there is light.
Okay.
I guess.
I guess.
I assume. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll see more examples of Atmanepadi as we move on. No problem. So as we move to the sentence construction.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir. From my side, no.
Okay. Anybody else having any questions so far? Don't worry about this. Atmanepadi, no, nobody has covered this so far. So we will also take a little while. I want people to get used to Atmanepadi right now. No other class is going to cover this in this detail at this point in time. They're going to come at a later point. But I want people to be comfortable with this Atmanepadi as well. We are going to use elaborately in the stories and in this one from now on. All right. Okay. So let's move on. As we said in today's class, we are going to look about sentence construction. And that's why we have good participation also coming up. I am very glad. Okay. Now, let's consider a sentence of this form. Very simple English sentence. Ayodhya's king gives a cow from the shed. It can be a cow shed. Take it as a cow shed. Okay. With his hands to a poor on the Ganga banks. Straightforward sentence. Right? Now, just count the number of words in this. I just want you to think a little on this as well. $18 words.
Yes.
Ayodhya Raja Ganga Tade. Okay, Ganga Tade. Ekam.
Wait. We'll construct that. We'll construct it differently. Hold on. Now, how do we construct a sentence in Sanskritam? That is the question. Identify your verb. What is the verb here?
Gives.
Gives. Clearly gives is the verb. Kriya Padam. Gives. What do you want to, what is gives in Sanskritam?
Dhenu.
Dada.
Huh?
Dadati.
Dadati. Dadati. What I am going to do is, I'll put that Dadati in center. This is the Kriya Padam. Correct? Now, who is the one giving? I can ask a lot of questions on this Kriya Padam. Kaha Dadati?
Ayodhya Raja.
Ayodhya Raja. We'll consider Drupaha. It is simpler. Raja is a little complicated. Let's take Drupaha. Drupaha Dadati. I'll call this Drupaha the Karta. He is a subject. He is a hero. Correct? He is the subject. He is the most important person who is going to give something. He is giving something. Drupaha Dadati. Kasya Drupaha? Whose king?
Ayodhya.
Ayodhyayaha Drupaha. Okay, we'll come to that later. Okay, that's also one part. Ayodhyayaha Drupaha Dadati.
Kim Dadati.
Then comes the subject. What is he going to give? Most important. He gives a cow. Correct? Now the cow is your object. The king is acting on the object, doing something with the object. The action of giving is being done on the Dhenu. Correct? So this is the karma. The karta is Drupaha. Kaha Dadati? Drupaha Dadati. Kam dadati, dhenum dadati. If say he was giving some dhanani, I could have said kim dadati, dhanam dadati also I can say. I can replace dhenu with dhana or whatever and everything I can do. Dhanam dadati, dhenum dadati. Correct? Then I can ask, with what is he giving? He is giving with his hands. Hastena dadati. Drupaha dhenum hastena dadati. Then I can ask another question. To whom is he giving? Kimartham dadati. Kasya krute dadati. Both are same. Kimartham dadati. Nirdhanartham dadati. Somebody who does not have the poor. Poor is nirdhana. Nirdhanartham dadati. Nirdhanaya, nirdhanartham, nirdhanasya krute. All these are similar forms. Don't get confused. They're all the same. You can put it in any way. Nirdhanartham is the best thing, simplest way. Let's not forget nirdhanaya and all. Let's forget all those things. Nirdhanartham dadati. Kutaha dadati. From where did he get that cow?
Goshala.
Goshala athva shed. We just called it a shed. Let's call it Goshtataha. Goshtha. Some room. Goshala, I can very well say Goshalataha as well. Goshalataha as well. It will not change anything much. I can either say Goshalayaha athva Goshalataha. Let's put it as Goshalataha. Kutaha Goshalataha dadati. From the Goshala. Correct? Where did he give this? Kutra dadati.
Ganga
Ganga tate uktavan. Ganga tire.
It is tire or dire?
Correct? It is
Ganga tire or Ganga dire?
Ganga tire.
First tana. Pratamat tha. Is it?
Ganga tire. Ganga tiraha. Ganga tire. Dirga Mahodaya. T. Who was the question? Varna Mahadeva. What was the question? Ganga Tirahava, Ganga Tirahava.
No. First Tana or second Tana?
Raswa.
No. Our question is Alpa Prana or Mahaprana?
No.
Is it Alpa Prana, Mahaprana or Raswa Dirga?
No. First Tha or second Tana? That
is Alpa Prana, Mahaprana.
Yeah.
Tha is Alpa Prana, Tha is Mahaprana.
Okay.
It is Alpa Prana only.
Okay.
Alpa Prana, Ikara is Dirgha. E.
Yeah. I got it.
Ikara. Ganga Tiraha. Ganga Tire. Ganga Tire Dadati. Samyak va? With this, let me now write the full sentence. I have color coded for everyone's for it to be consistent. Ayodhya's king, Ayodhyayaha Nrupaha, Goshtataha. Okay, let's do the next one and come back here. Gives Dada. This is one-to-one correspondence. This is what I have done, one-to-one correspondence. Ayodhyayaha nrupaha dadati dhenum hastena nirdhanartam goshtataha ganga tire. How many words are there in this? Please note. In Sanskritam.
Only 8.
8. And I can tell you, if you want to construct, you can construct a very long sentence, convey a lot of meaning within 8 words in Sanskritam. This is the power of Sanskritam. This is the fundamental power of Sanskritam. Please understand. Okay. Let me go back to my previous slide. Ideally, I would write it this way. Ayodhyayaha nrupaha Goshtataha hastena nirdhanartham gangatire dhenum dadati. Okay. Nothing will change. I can have this form. I can as well have this form. Both are exactly the same. Nothing has changed in both of them. Okay. Now let's move to a little, let me make it a little more complex now. Let's see certain things here. Ayodhyayaha nrupaha dadati dhenum hastena nirdhanartham koshtataha ganga tire. This is what we just saw, correct? Ayodhya's king gives a cow with his hand to a poor from the shed on the Ganga banks. This is what we saw the first one, the very first one, which is correct, which is what was our original statement, which is making sense, perfect sense. Now just look at the second sentence that I have here in Sanskritam. Dhenum dadati ayodhyayaha nrupaha hastena nirdhanartham goshtataha ganga tire. Let me put this in English for you. A cow gives Ayodhya's king with his hands to a poor from the shed on the Ganga banks. I'm making a one-to-one correspondence here. That's all. I'm not changing anything else. But please note, the meaning in Sanskritam here has not changed even one bit. Drupaha will strictly go with dadati. If I had denuhu dadati, then it would have been cow giving. The subject still remains drupaha. The drupaha has not changed in Sanskritam. Whereas here, the whole meaning got changed in English. From the king giving cow, the cow is giving king here. I just interchanged two things, the object and the subject, positions of the object and the subject. Okay. This is very, very important. This interchange is very, very possible in Sanskritam, and that is the reason why
there is a change, you know. First you said Denum Dadavi. Now here only Denu. Denum is what about Denum and Denu different, you know. First you said Raja.
Correct.
Rajam. Denum makes a difference. Denum. So it is not the same.
Exactly, Mahodaya. Exactly, Mahodaya. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make. But when I put this in English, I'm making a literal change. That's all. Positional change. I'm changing the position of Ayodhya's king with the cow. I'm swapping. If you look at the color code here, all that I have done is I have changed the positions. I've made a positional change here. That's all. That's why my black words are very different from the color-coded words. Please note. My blacks are all interjunctions and conjunctions. Let's leave them out. Okay. Let me make one more possible combination. Denum hastena dadati ayodhyayaha nrupaha dirtanartham goshtataha gangatire. Still, drupaha dadati. Drupaha is my karta. Drupaha has not changed. A cow with his hands gives Ayodhya's king to a poor from the shed on the Ganga banks. Nilima Mahoday, you had a question? Bhavati Dvanimudrika na prajarati. Mukham masti.
I can't understand why it should be nirdanartham. No, why not to the poor? Nirdhanein.
Nirdana krute, nirdanaya, or are equivalent. You can use that. Okay. So as I was just showing you here, here I had all three are, these are the three possibilities. Nirdanaya, nirdanartham, nirdanasya krute. We can use all three. Any three of them are equally valid. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just using nirdanartham for the simplicity of kimartham is what I took. I can say kasya krute also. No worries. If I say kasya krute, nirdanasya krute. That's all. I'll get the answer. Okay. Then let us see one more possibility. Ganga tire nirdhanartham hastena dadati dhenum ayodhyayaha nrupaha goshtataha. Again, this dadati strictly will go with ayodhyayaha nrupaha. The king only is giving here also. Nobody else is giving. Whereas in English, it becomes on the Ganga banks to a poor with his hands gives a cow. Ayodhya's king from the shed. This makes no sense. Grammatically, it may be an okay sentence, but it makes absolutely no sense. Meaningfully, it is not a good sentence. Right? Let's look at one more possibility. Goshtataha denum dadati ayodhyayaha nrupaha hastena nirdhanartham ganga tire. From the shed, a cow gives Ayodhya's king with his hands to a poor on the Ganga banks. Perfectly meaningful sentence in English as well. But then, what has happened all over the place?
Giving the
And this is where the power of Sanskritam is very, very important. This can never ever, because Drupaha, Ayodhyayaha, Drupaha is our karta, it becomes strictly going with the Kriyapada. He is the only person who can do the action. Sanskritam fixes these rules very, very precisely and hits the nail on its head. And that is why it becomes so powerful. Okay. So please note, first and foremost thing, it has a very long form in other languages. Sanskritam, given it is a Antapradhana Bhasha, Sa Antapradhana Asti. So that's why we have Akaranta, Ikaranta, Ikaranta, Ukaranta, Ukaranta, etc., etc., etc. It makes it very easy for us to just by looking at the end end of the word what it is trying to convey. Where should that word correctly fit? It makes it extremely powerful. This is what makes Sanskritam powerful. Now, one thing to remember, I have changed the order of the words everywhere here. What should be remembered is, can we always interchange all words? Now, this is something that is very, very commonly mistaken and confused for. There are certain set of words whose position should never be interchanged, whose position should not be changed as well. For instance, I cannot change the position of Ayodhya Yaha and this combination of Ayodhya Yaha Nrupaha. If I put Ayodhya Yaha Dhenum, it will be very wrong. It has to be Ayodhya Yaha Nrupaha, have to go hand in hand. I have always put them together beside each other, if you see here. And if I go back to my original slide here,
we have to consider it as one single word and use it.
Yes, that relationship has to be conserved. Correct. That is the whole point. That has to be maintained. Strictly maintained. If I want to say, let us say, if I want to say, why it's a white cow. All I will do is Shvetam Dhenum Hastena Niskanartham Goshtata Dadati. Shvetam Dhenum. So that whatever is the Dhenum form, the Varna form also becomes the same. This is where the key things comes in. Please remember this. In fact, keep this sentence very handy. I'm going to use this for throughout the next 6-7 months to explain all concepts of Sanskritam in coming days. Keep this English sentence. We'll keep on adding to this sentence in a lot of ways.
So if we put Shvetaha, then it would be adjective of Nrupaha, right?
Yes, it will be Shvetam Dhenum.
Okay.
So we will talk about that in a few classes from now, when we will add certain things to this. Okay. White cow. Let us say you want to say white cow. Correct? Then I can put Shvetam Dhenum. I can put Shvetam anywhere. Shvetam has to be in one form. Shvetam needs to go with Dhenum.
No, I understand that he's asking if it is an adjective for Nrupaha, it has to be Shvetaha Nrupaha.
Correct. You're right. Sorry. Yeah. You're right. If it is Shvetaha Nrupaha, okay. Or we'll say, what is that? Prishtataha Nrupaha. Prishtanapaha. Very healthy Nrupaha. Okay. Yes, you're right. Shvetaha Nrupaha. Or Laguhu Nrupaha. Short kick. We can do all those things. Okay. So Shvetaha Nrupaha, Shvetam Dhenum. So that is the power. That is where the key power comes in. In all forms and formats, things have to be same. I can do a better thing. Let's take the case of Hastena. Vama Hastena va, Dakshina Hastena va. You give it the right hand. So I can say Dakshinena Hastena. I can put Dakshinena anywhere. The meaning will not change because that will go with Hastena always. Okay? This is a concept we need to sort of get it right in our minds, and that is the reason initially Sanskritam is a little difficult as well to sort of grasp. But once you get a hang of it, and that's why so many forms and shapes that it comes in. But there are rules. Once we get some rules, we will be very comfortable with them. Okay? Questions? Please ask as many questions as you can.
Can we have more exercises on this?
We will do a lot of exercises, but let's not do it with this form. Let's not twist and turn. This was just an example to showcase that. But we'll construct a lot of questions. We'll construct a lot of sentences. We'll construct a lot of sentences to understand the power of Sanskritam. Okay?
Sir,
Any more questions?
Yeah. Sir, I did not get why the meaning is not changing even if we are changing the words. Whereas in here in English it is
Words, correct? Yes, absolutely. I agree. Okay,
No.
let me explain that again.
Sure.
You see the color coding here that I have done? Purnima Mahoday?
Yes, sir.
You see the color coding I have done. Same color coding is there on the right side in the English translation.
Correct. Yes.
The black ones, the black words are only conjunctions and other forms that it is taking. Correct?
Correct.
Whereas when I'm moving, say, a dhenum, let's take the second example here, where the subject and object are changing. Okay. Dhenum dadati ayodhyayaha drupaha. Here, drupaha, as we know, drupaha is the subject.
No, but
Sorry, is the subject, correct? Is the person.
Okay. So, but in English, we always say that the first word which is coming is always the subject, right? So, and then the same way here also, why can't the cow be subject? Or is it like we should understand by common sense and fix the subject always?
Correct. That is the English common sense. So let's leave the English common sense for a minute.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I say something? In English, we identify the subject as the doer of the action.
Correct.
The doer
of the action. Correct. Is more appropriate. You're right.
Not necessarily the first word. Not necessarily the first word, but the doer who is performing the action is the subject.
Yeah. The person who is performing the action is the subject.
But that comes usually in the beginning, right? So I recognize that by
because of the way we construct sentences in English.
That is the structure of English. That's exactly the point I'm trying to convey. That's the structure of English. Sanskritam takes the stance that that person can come anywhere.
Okay.
It does not say that that needs to come in the beginning. It has never defined this rule in Sanskritam. It's only in English that we have defined that rule. Okay. Here, if I have to say this in Sanskritam, it will be Denuhu dadati ayodhyayaha drupam.
Right.
If it was Denuhu instead of Dhenum, it would have become the
cow gives.
Doer of this one. What I have done here is just interchange the color codes. That's it. All right. By doing so, what has happened is the English meaning has completely gone for a toss. Whereas the Sanskritam, it has not gone for a toss. That's the point I'm trying to make. Drupaha eva dadati. If it had to be, if Drupaha had to become the object or on which the action was being performed, it had to be Drupam. not Drupaha. Why? We will see that in some class.
Okay.
Maybe in the next class.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
And this had to be Dhenuhu. If it was Dhenuhu dadati Ayodhyayaha Drupam Hastena Nirdhanartham Goshtataha Ganga Tire, then this would have made sense. Whereas I am still saying Dhenum dadati Ayodhyayaha Drupaha. Drupaha is different from Drupam. Correct?
Oh, correct, sir. Got it.
Got it?
Yeah, this is a differentiator. I think that I had missed.
That is a differentiator. Please note the difference. These are very, very subtle differences, and Sanskritam is very, very subtle. And that is the reason why it is so powerful. That subtlety is very important. Nilma Mahalaya, Satyam va? What I am saying here?
Yes.
If it was Deno Dadati Ayodhyayaha Drupam, then this meaning would have been perfect sense. A cow gives Ayodhya's king. Then I will change the subject and object. But here, English, at least note this, Purnima Mahodaya made a very important point. English language takes a very important stance. That is, the subject necessarily has to be in the front. We have to start the sentence with the subject. Sanskritam made no such rule. Please get that out of your head. Sanskritam never said the subject has to be the first thing in the sentence.
The Vibhakti decides.
Okay. I can even go to the extent of saying Dadati Dhenum Ayodhyayaha Nupaha. I can have the Kriya Pada up front. Okay. But since we are all stuck in the English world and we all learned the Macaulay way of learning, we are stuck with it. We will still follow some rules and go to this form. What I just said earlier. Ayodhyayaha Drupaha, or no, not this form. Yeah. The subject has to come first. Ayodhyayaha Drupaha. Okay. Goshtata hastena nirdhanartham gangatire denum dadati. Because we are stuck with the Macaulay system and very clearly. And okay, to some extent, this sentence will make a lot of simplicity in our minds. We can have it in a very simple way. I can say that the Dhenu is the object and Ayodhyayaha Drupa. Since we are not hearing Sanskritam every day, it becomes easy to understand. And a lot of languages are also going in this format. So this will make it easy. We put the verb in the end for a simple rule in most sentences these days. So that is Adhunika Shastra we have followed. So let's go about with doing it. That's a convention, but there is no need to put it that way. So in your homeworks, not everybody may be conversant with looking at, all forms and things of the thing. Sorry, my internet reset earlier than what it should have reset. Okay. It should reset at 8:30 today, it reset at 8 p.m. So I was planning to make sure that my session I will close at 8:25, get back at 8:30. They said, no. I will see how you are going to take that up. So they said they'll reset now. Okay, they'll reset. Anyways, moving beyond. Any further questions? let's all take a 3-minute break. I think they are going to play around with this for another 2-3 minutes. So it is sort of resetting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to log out and log in all over again. Please stay there. I will be back. Astu. Thank you so much. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. We can continue now. Hopefully. I think they're not going to do any more things. I was planning to anyway stop it at 8:25 and come back at 8:30, but they did something beforehand today. So I'll have to make sure they don't do it again. I will do that. Okay. Questions, please ask questions. Any more questions on this? Okay, I'm sure we'll get more questions as we move forward. So what we will do is, okay, shall we start some reading exercise here? Kinchit padishyamah va? Kechana ka arambam karishyate ka arabhyate.
I will read.
Uttamam mहोदय आगम्यता.
I should start. Shall I start?
Please start.
एषः समुद्रतटः अत्र जनाः पर्यटनाय आगच्छन्ति केचन तरङ्गै क्रीडन्ति केचन च नौका
Enough. Can you explain this?
This is
whatever you have read, the 3 sentences that you have read. Yesha samudra tataha atra janaha paryatanaya agachanti.
Tataha, this is a ocean. Tataha is like
seashore.
Shore, yeah. Seashore. Atra janaha paryatanaya agachanti. People have come here to visit or to roam around. Paryatan ke liye, basically to visit the place. Kechan tarangai kridanti. Some waves are playing, like they are moving or playing.
No. What this means is kechana.
Kechan, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Kechana. Okay, we'll read this as kechana janaha. Janaha is coming from this set, right?
Some people.
Kechana tarangaihi kridanti. They're playing with the waves. Some people, kechana, some people, are playing with the waves. Okay. Now, yesha samudra tataha. Correct. This. Yesha is this. Atra janaha paryatanaya agachanti. Astu Mahoday. Now, can you tell me if it was, let's say, if I want to replace janaha with bal, there are only some, I don't see too many old people. So, yuvakaha, how would I do that?
Atra yuvakaha paryatanaya agachanti.
Correct. Atra yuvakaha paryatanaya agachanti. Right. Now, agachanti, what form is it?
Plural.
Plural. What does agachanti mean?
Bahuvachanam. They have come.
Come. How do you make out it is come?
Agacha.
Gacha, agacha. A prefix to gach dhatu.
Gacha is go, agachati is come. Okay. So again, gam dhatu, prathama purusha, bahuvachana, agachanti.
Okay.
Kechana janaha tarangaihi kridanti. What is the dhatu? Kim bhavishyate?
Kechan janaha bahuvachan tarangaihi in the waves.
In the waves, with the waves. Astu.
Kridanti are playing. Bahuvachan. Should I read further?
Creed dhatu bahuvachan. Let us say if there was only one person, one kid was playing, how would you frame the same sentence?
Balakaha tarangai kridati.
Balaka tarangaihi
Kridati.
Kridati. Uttamam. Padatu. Agre padatu.
Kechana cha naukabhihi jal viharam kurvanti. So some are also in the boats. Jal viharam are sailing. Are sailing in boats.
Atra Idanim. Just take janaha. Kechana, some people. Okay. Atra karta kaha karma padaka.
Karta is janaha.
Kechana janaha.
Kechana janaha. Jalaviharam kurvanti, that is the karma.
Jalaviharam is the karma pada. Uttamam. Kimartam jalaviharam karma pada.
Kimartam.
Naukabihi.
Naukabhi. How are they doing? This is what you are asking.
Nah, you are right. Jalaviharam eva karma.
Yeah.
The action
is just an instrument, so leave that. With the boat, they are doing jalaviharam.
Yes.
The action is done there.
Correct. Where is the action? Jalaviharam. What is the action?
Sailing.
What is the action? Jalaviharam is on the action. Asto.
Should I read?
Continue.
Teshu kechana kanduken kridanti.
Kandukena.
Kandukena kridanti.
In Hindi, you will stop at you'll say that Raswa will automatically come. The halat ban jata hai wo.
Yeah, so that is the challenge we are facing.
Na ma karo to. Teshu kechana kandukena kridanti.
So teshu would mean of them, right? Of the various janaha. Some of them. Some of them. Some of them are playing with balls.
With ball.
With a ball. Okay.
With a ball. Okay. Read the next line. You will understand what is the karma pada.
Balikaha, balakaha cha, balukabhihi, baluka griham rachayanti. Okay.
Anuprasa alankara api asti va?
Yes.
Okay, we will take that, leave that.
So, the girls and the boys are in the sand. They are constructing sand castles.
With the sand.
With the sand.
With the sand. You can't construct in the sand. You can't. With the sand, you can construct.
With the sand. Okay.
Balukagram. Atra karta ka karma ka.
Balikaha and balakaha.
Karta.
They are karta. And baluka griham is the karma pada is baluka griham, right?
Baluka griham is the karma pada. Kriya padam?
Rachayanti.
Rachayanti. Rachayanti. Yadi ekameva balaka karishyati chet kim bhavishyati?
Balika griham rachayati.
Baluka griham, baluka gruham rachayati. Balakaha, baluka bihi, baluka gruham rachayati. Satyam va?
I don't understand. Baluka is you tell sand as baluka, is it?
Sand. Baluka is sand.
Baluka bihi. I don't understand.
With the sand.
With the sand.
Okay.
With the sand. Constructing Baluka Gruham.
Okay.
What is Baluka Gruham?
Sand castle.
Sand castle. Uttamam. Astu. Aparna Mode Danim Bhavati Eva Patatu.
Madhye Madhye Tarangaha Baluka Gruham Pravahayanti.
Explain
in
this.
between the waves come and touch the sand castles.
No.
Pravahayanti.
Wash away.
Okay.
Wash away. Pravahayanti.
Okay.
Pravaha is
Forceful.
Floods. Wash away. What happens in flood? Wash away.
Okay.
Right? What is this one? What is the Kriya Padam here?
Pravahayanti is the Kriya Padam.
What is the Karta? Who is the Karta?
Tarangaha.
Tarangaha. What is the Karma?
No, Baluka Graham Pravahayanti is the Karma Padam.
Pravahayanti is Kriya Padam.
Kriya Padam.
What is Karma Padam?
Baluka Graham.
Baluka Graham is the Karma Padam. Correct? Understand the difference?
Yes.
Okay. Now let us say there is only one wave. How do you put this?
Madhye Tarangaha Baluka Graham Pravahayati.
Pravahayati. Please note the Karma Pada will not change if you change the Karta, Karta and the this, what is that? Kriya Pada. Yeah, Kriya Pada strictly goes with the Karta. Very important to note. The Vachana of the Karta should match with the Vachana of the Kriya.
Kriya Pad. Okay.
Okay. If it is Tarangaha Pravahayati, Tarangaha Pravahayanti. What happens to Baluka Gruham is immaterial. What does it take away? Baluka Gruham Pravahayanti. If it was Bahuvachana, I would have put it as Baluka Gruhani Pravahayanti. We'll see that. We'll see that in the next very next session. But that's how it should be. Please note that the Karta and the Kriya go hand in hand. They have to be strictly hand in hand. Okay. Please continue.
Yesha Krida Prachalati Eva. The children play there all. Children there play too.
This is related to the previous sentence. You have to relate this. Yesha.
Yesha is Taranga, is it?
No. Yesha Krida.
This, no. Yesha Krida. What Krida?
Oh, the building the sand castles. Okay.
The whole action of building the castle and it going
washing
away.
Okay.
Yesha Krida Prachalati Eva.
Stop, is it? Prachalati stopped, is it? What does it mean?
No, Prachalati is keeps on going.
Continues.
Continuously keeps going.
Okay.
Okay.
So the action of coming and washing away the sand castles continues. Okay.
First, the action of children building castles,
and
then
the waves
washing away.
Okay.
Isha Krida Prachalati Eva. It keeps on going. Astu va? Yesha Krida. Now you tell me Yesha and Krida. All the what is Yesha and what is Krida?
Yesha Krida is the play of.
Angla Bhasha must know. I'm asking the Vyakarna. That is, Krida is Akaranta Kim Masti, Pullinga, Strilinga.
Karma Padam is Esha Krida. Prachalati is verb. What is it? Kriya Padam. And we don't have a. We don't have a
Karma
Padam here.
Correct. Krida. Now, Esha Krida. What is Esha Krida? Strilingam va? Pullingam va?
Strilingam Ekavachanam.
Strilinga Ekavachana. Correct.
Okay.
Esha Krida Prachalati Eva. If it had to be if I wanted to sort of say this in Pullinga, how would I put it?
Eshaha Kridaha, we cannot say that. Another word for that, something.
Esha Karya Prachalati Eva.
Eshaha Karyaha
Prachalati Eva. Ye tat Karyam Prachalati Eva in the Punsaklinga.
Yes.
I can say all that, no? Astu.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll stop with this one. Okay. Purnima astu adya Rakhi Mohdaya na uktavati kila. Okay. Vadatu Mohdaya.
Samudratataha na kevalam paryatana sthanani. Samudratataha, the beach, or the seashore. Na kevalam paryatana sthanani. Place for roaming around. Na kevalam is not only the.
Not just
the place to roam around.
But here, not just tourist place.
Samudra tataha na kevalam paryatana sthanani. The seashore.
What does it mean?
Samudra tataha is seashore. Na kevalam is not only. Paryatana sthanani is place to roam around. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I am back, I think. No. Okay, it is stable. Okay, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Samudra tataha is seashore. Na kevalam is not only. Paryatana sthanani is place to roam around.
Correct. Not only tourist place. It's not only a tourist place. We started with Jyoti Mahodaya. Astiva? Jyoti Mahodaya, last sentence. Can you read this and complete it for the day? Divya Jyoti Mahodaya. Astu. Nasti. Bhavati eva padatu Mahodaya. Rakhi Mahodaya. राखी महोदय पठतु.
Okay. Atra मत्स्यजीविनः अपि स्वजीविकां चालयन्ति. There
Atra is here.
Here Matsyajeevinaha is fishes.
Fishermen.
Fishermen. Okay.
Matsyajeevinaha. Matsyajeevi is
Fishermen.
Fishermen. Okay. Also have their livelihood happening there.
Correct.
Okay. Swajivika is livelihood, right?
Matsya Jeevinaha. So it is actually this one is Matsya Jeevin, Matsya Jeevino, Matsya Jeevinaha. That is Pradama. This is the Nakaranta Pullinga Pada, Matsya Jeevin. So Matsya Jeevinaha Bahuvachanameva Bhavishyati. Tadartham Chalayanti. If it was Matsya Jeevan, it would have been Chalayati.
Okay.
Atra Karma Padam Kim?
Swajeevikam.
Swajeevikam.
Karma Padam Kim?
Swajeevikam.
Swajeevikam. Uttamam. Swajeevikam Chalayan. Swajeevikam Atra Karma Padam Bhavishyati. Astu. Okay, we will stop with this. Prashnaha santi va? Next week we will continue on the same topic.
You. Bye.
Vikram Mahodaya vadatu.
No, sir, I don't have any doubts. Sorry.
You don't have any doubts. Fine. Anything that you would like to add, or anything that needs to be changed? Any other? So we'll go with a lot of stories, subhashitas, and things from now on.
We are not going to do Dvitiya Vibhakti yet. Dvitiya Vibhakti.
Dvitiya Vibhakti is basically the Karma Padam. We will introduce it as Karma Padam and go on and on and on. For now, just take it as these forms, because if I start with Vibhakti, then it is going to put everyone off, and everyone is going to get, okay, we are going to start with Ramaha, Ramam, Ramena, Ramaya, Ramat, Ramasya, Rame, Rama. Oh, what the hell is all this? No, I'm lost. Okay, goodbye. No, I don't want that to happen. So we'll take it slowly. Don't worry. We will ask questions, we'll understand, and we'll start speaking. Okay. So Vibhakti and all, we'll start Vibhakti only in 3 months' time. So there's enough time, and nobody is going to give you homework on just Vibhaktis. Okay. Any more questions?
Actually, we will learn the Vibhakti if we read stories, and we will learn it, I think, before we start.
Exactly.
Actually,
so I don't want to go with that. Okay, Rama, then Ramo, Ramabhyam, all these things. It will go on.
In the
big thanks to you. A big thanks to you, sir.
Yes. What is that?
A big thanks to you.
We'll see how to ease this one. So, Hindi mein there used to be an ad, "Jor ka jhatka dheere se lage," sort of things. We'll make that as dheere as possible. So let's translate that and come next week. Okay.